People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in. Now, Arsenal's under-18s defeated West Bromwich Albion away from home 3-1. It's a fantastic comeback. You know me. Out of all the teams, I'm always going to love watching our first team. I want these boys to go off into first team. But in terms of where the first team are at the moment, where the 23s are up, the under-18s are the only ones that give me any joy. They're the only ones that can really put a couple of wins on the trot together. I'm a big fan of how together they are. I'm a big fan of a number of individual qualities. It's naive to assume that 5, 6, 7 of them are going to go off and make it at Arsenal. But I do believe a lot of these young boys, within that squad are going to go off and have decent careers at some level, wherever their ability takes them. I'm happy in this game for a number of reasons. Obviously, it's nice to win. It's nice to win away from home. I saw in a positive way a lot of the character of our boys. You could see West Brom getting into handbags at the end with Brook at right back, who's coming back from injury. He's not getting involved in it. He's not rising to it. Big up Nathan Butler-Adeji as well. He's been out for 8 odd months. He came on for the last 15 or so minutes as well. It's never nice for a young pro being out. And, he's not signed a pro yet. That's the task. Can he secure a pro deal by the end of the season? I think if he picks up where he left off before his injury, there's no reason why he can't be given a pro deal and then look to push on to the 23s and beyond that if his ability can take him there, which I think he's got a lot of. But in relation to this game away from injuries, the only thing I can say is we should have got a clean sheet. I think West Bromwich Albion, regardless of the scoreline, showed they can mount moves together and they were cutting us open here and there. But I felt we started a bit sloppy. I feel our first touch was letting us down. We was a bit baggy, we was a bit sloppy, we was a bit sluggish, and we were made to pay for that because West Bromwich Albion took the lead early on. The best way to describe that is a Sunday league goal. You could probably attribute it to a number of players, but it's a collection of mistakes. People are not looking over their shoulders, clearing it with urgency. It's a Sunday league goal. We go behind. What I did like is the instant reaction. I saw Charlie Patino in that number 6 role still getting on the ball. Amari Hutchinson is playing fullback, still trying to get on the ball. Brooks trying to get on the ball. Kyan Edwards is playing right wing. He's still trying to hover and whatnot. And it was nice to see him and Marcelo Flores swap. It's really nice. Luke Plange up front working very hard. Mauro Buendia. Before I forget, that guy there should be locked up. He is a disgusting footballer because there was an incident here. What I loved about him, he was winning the ball back and distributing it well, and he's a strong lad for his age. He's a great technical player. I think he's more the party to, he goes against what Arsenal currently are in that he's got great technical ability and he can chat to any of them in his age group for that. But he's a bit like, he's the closest thing we probably have at under 18s level to party, and he's a bit different to the more technical midfielders. I really think he's an interesting prospect guy. He's got the physical and the technical. Now obviously, you can't rely on the physical too much. So he's got the technical. He sent someone shop. He won his midfield battle. That's what I like. We won our midfield battles. But there was one incident. The guy tried to slide him. Cruyff turned him. He sent him. I still think the guy at the West Bromwich Albion done is probably still sliding as we speak, people. It was disgusting. He should listen. I hope it's clipped up and put in some highlight. That was a good moment. But he was still getting on the ball, still regulating. We were still looking good, and we replied almost instantly, people. It's played into Luke Plange up front. Forgive me for mispronunciation of his surname. He's turned and he's banged it. It's a cracker, people. He'll probably be one of the goal of the season contenders, and probably one of his best goals he'll score this season. And I'm sure if you're Luke, seeing Tyrese John Jules go out on loan, Eddie in the first team, Balogun with the 23s, I'm sure you want to do the same thing. And there's been another striker brought in, Muller, who scored on his debut. Forgive me if I'm wrong, for the 23s. There's a lot of pressure to make it. There's a lot of people in the pecking order. I'm sure you want to get there. I think James Sweet had a kind of quiet game, but he was getting in holes and picking up the ball. But either way, yeah, we replied almost instantly. It's 1-1. It didn't take us long to bag that second, people. Marcelo Flores has delivered the ball into the box. It's a good header from the West Bromwich Albion centre-half. It's a bit of a Triggerito thing. It's looped over the keeper and gone in. We don't care who scores or how we score. Instant retaliation. 2 quick-fire goals. 2-1 ahead. Atoned for our errors, fixing up. I think the centre-half, Zach Awe, had a lot to do at centre-half. He saw plenty of the ball very early on. Maybe, if his long-range passing could just be a bit more crisper, because he's got it, he'll be a next level. He'll take his game up to a next level. But I think he's done well. Everybody's battling. Everybody's working hard. Everybody's battling. Everybody's doing what they need to do and whatnot, people. And at some point, I can't remember if it was in the first half, but at some point, Luke Plange gets his second. He heads it home. It's a good cross from Moro. You know, it's a good move for that goal as well. Our midfield did not give up. You know, I really like the tenacious approach that Charlie Patino, James Sweet had when he was playing. Obviously, Moro Buendia in the middle, Flores out wide. I really like the aggression, regardless of the stature of our players. They were playing with aggression. It was a meaty game. There was elements of that. There was some big tackles from both teams when you leave a lot on you, and you were wondering, is it going to be a flashpoint? I was impressed with West Bromwich Albion's fullback, you know, their right back. He's a player I've not know too much about, didn't know prior to this game, but he's a player I want to learn a lot about. Like, even just doing my little research now, I see he got handed a pro deal very late on in his career, so he's got an interesting career, people. But I think we deserved it. Like I said, the only criticism I can have of our boys, maybe we could have been a bit clinical in front of goal. We did, you know, our standards at the start were not bad, but they could have been better. You know, it was a sloppy goal, but I'm happy, man. I'm chuffed with what we did. It was a fantastic turnaround. I saw great character, I saw great commitment, I saw great work ethic from every one of the boys out of there. So 3-1 turnaround. You know, it's not been a successful weekend for any Arsenal team other than the under-18. So at least there's something to be positive about, and we really have a good bunch of players here, in my opinion. But for now, nothing more to add. Arsenal 3, West Bromwich Albion's under-18s 1. We move to next week, people, and I believe actually tomorrow it's under-17s Premier Cup, the new competition. So I don't think Kiddo, Nathan, you know, these sort of players, second-year scholars, they're not going to be eligible. But, you know, the whole host of first-year scholars will be. In fact, you know, 9 times out of 10, you probably can be 18 and play. It all depends on when you was born, to be fair. So don't let me give you any fake news. But on that note, people, Deluded, hit the like button, comment if you've got a comment, please hit the subscription button or the subscribe button, as it should be better yet. I'm out.